Because it's a long journey. The population is huge. You need more time to reach more people.
You are confident that we are successful with this.
Very much.
Thank you. Sourav is here. Thank you, Sourav, for coming. সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলিকে যখন আমি ফোন করি তাতে উনি বলেন যে না আমি আসতে পারবো না ওই দিন। তো আমার একজন ভদ্রলোকের থেকে আমি একটা জিনিস শিখেছি, সেই ভদ্রলোকের নাম হচ্ছে সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলি। 92-তে যখন অস্ট্রেলিয়ায় খেলতে গেছিল, তারপরে যখন ফিরে আসে তখন এভরিওয়ান টোল্ড যে ওর আর কিছু হবে না, কিন্তু 96-এ প্রুভ করে দেয় এবারেও ফিরে আসা যায়। তো আমি ওর কাছ থেকে এটা শিখেছি। আমি বললাম আমার ডিকশনারিতে না নেই, তোমাকে আসতেই হবে। আই এম রিয়েলি গ্রেটফুল। Yesterday he, after the match, there was a match you all know. After the match, he took the BCCI president, not BCCI, sorry, ICC chief to Kalighat Mandir, and he came back at 2:30 to his house. Even then he told, because I requested him for 11:30, he told একটু দেরি হবে, কিন্তু Debashis আমি আসবো। I am really grateful to you, Sourav. After taking so much trouble, you were here. So, Souravের আরেকটা রিকোয়েস্ট ছিল যে আমি কিছু কিন্তু বলবো না। তো আমি ওকে একটা কথাই মনে মনে ঘরে তখন কিছু বলিনি। আমি বললাম ঠিক আছে, তোমার ছবি তো সবাই দেখতে পায় রোজ খবরের কাগজে, তোমার কথাও তো মাঝে মাঝে লোকে শুনতে চাইবে। যাই হোক, সৌরভের কাছে যাওয়ার আগে আমি ক্যামেরাম্যানদের বলবো একটু পেছন থেকে লোক দেখবে, একটু ছবিটা তুলে আপনারা সরে যাবেন। I want to play one video of the State Council. I will request the Secretariat to run the video and then we will move to Sourav Ganguly.
A year of impact, partnerships, and progress. 2025-26 was not just a year on the calendar for CII West Bengal. It was a defining chapter. A year when policy converged with purpose, when industry aligned with sustainability, when regions rose with renewed confidence. This was the year West Bengal accelerated its journey toward becoming a resilient, inclusive and globally competitive economy.
সিআইআই একটা প্রেজেন্টেশন আমাদের দিয়েছিল, সেখানে আমরা সাজেশনগুলো দেখছি, আমরা এনকোয়ারি করছি। যতটা সম্ভব ভালো জিনিস হলে নিশ্চয়ই আমরা সেগুলোকে কনসিডার করব। নিশ্চয়ই তারা ভালো সাজেশন দিয়েছে।
Strengthening global bridges. In an increasingly interconnected world, global partnerships are growth multipliers. Industry-academia meet. Building competitiveness. In a volatile global trade environment, preparedness defines success.
Concerned, and it's a pleasure and a proud privilege for me to be present here today amongst the entrepreneurs, the industrialists who have taken the sector of health for their expertise.
Marketing.
I've often come to many of your programs, and for me, as I said, it's a true honor each time.
Like that you will give the answer. I will see at the end of the day, Sourav, I always say to everyone, বাংলায় একজন দিদি আর একজন দাদা। দিদি মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়, দাদা সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলি। So he is not a sports personality. He is practically, in one word, Dada, which explains everything about him. He is the captain, former captain of the Indian cricket team, but what I feel that he is one of the best ever captain India has ever produced. So, and I feel that everyone feels that also same. But Sourav, you are here as a leader, as a captain. All industry captains are sitting here, and you are also and one of the captain of one of the industry, that is the sports industry. I am not going into any other question that whether you have got any other industry. I am not going into that. My first question is that you are a leader, and what I feel you are a born leader. Now you tell me, what is the 3 points has to be there among a leader, because a leader can be an entrepreneur. When we are entrepreneur, we have to be a leader. Otherwise, like the way you have taken your team, you have created an Indian cricket team of your own. So what is the 3 things that has to be there among the leaders?
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting me here this afternoon. I told Debashis that I don't want to speak today because, for the last 4 days I've only been speaking, and when India plays an absolute quarterfinal in Calcutta, the hardest thing is to make sure everybody gets tickets. And all what I've done in the last 4 days is tickets. So that's why I said, I'll come, I'll sit next to you and enjoy the program, because you've got some fantastic people in this room. They're leaders, more than just leaders, they're successful people. I've got Chandrasekhar Babu here, who's like an elder brother. I've got a special relationship with him, although I haven't met him for a while, but so good to see him on stage. There are many others on my left and right who I meet a lot. Coming back to what you said and what you asked, sports or business is all about team, and ours is a bit different because with your own industry and your own setup, you can actually decide and regulate what you want to do. But for us, it's influenced by a lot of people. It's a public body, or it's a public stage where other people influence whether you're in the team, whether you're good enough, because team sport is always different. So for us, leadership, team building is a bit different from the successful people who are there on the stage. I've always said that I saw Roger Federer in 2011 in the Wimbledon, and I keep saying that to everyone. He was beaten by Rafael Nadal, and beaten means beaten hands down. And I was watching the game, and as an athlete who respected him so much and still respects him so much, I felt that here's a champion who's gone past his best. If it was in cricket, if it was in a team sport, he probably wouldn't have played again. But the same man in 2 years' time, I saw him beat Nadal at the centre court in Wimbledon. And the reason I say this is because he played an individual sport. He had the opportunity to go back, train, get better, and deliver. So, team building, leadership is very different with different organizations. But as you asked, what's the most important thing? It's about the people who you work with. For us, when I was captain of India for a long period of time, and even when I got into various roles after that as a BCCI president or in charge of IPL teams or whatever I did, one thing which always remained with me throughout this period is the people who you work with. And I always say that your best investment other than assets, land, machinery, is the people. Is the people who take your organization forward, because the larger you grow, the bigger you become. And as I've said, there are some exceptional achievers on the floor with us today, and they'll agree with me that it's the people who take them forward. Yes, you are the owner, you are the CEO, you are the MD, you are the boss, but it's the thousands and lakhs of people who actually get to this institution to grow. And as I said, when I was captain of India, I was fortunate enough to lead some outstanding players, Sachin, Rahul, BVS, Sehwag. You talk about the Calcutta Test match, in 2001, when we were 1 down in the series and we went on to beat Australia in Calcutta after being asked to follow on. I would have probably lost my job at the end of the test if India would have lost. And there were two boys in BVS and Rahul who've got double hundreds and big hundreds to win India the game. So all the leaders and all those who head organization and institution and teams must remember that you are successful because you have good people around you. And for me, that is the most important thing, is the talent who you work with. And another most important thing for me was is managing individuals. In a bigger organization, it's a lot different because too many people and your CEOs deal. But in our sport, managing individuals was the most important thing, because you had people from all over the country. You had one from the north, one from the south, one from the east, all with different habits, different languages, different way of dealing with situations emotionally, physically. So you had to deal with them differently. And the best learning for me over a period of 7-8 years when I was captain is that every individual is different, and every individual finds their own way to succeed. And I think as a leader, you have to understand that and work accordingly. That Yuvraj Singh doesn't succeed the same way as a Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid was disciplined, immaculate, proper. You see his preparations before a test match or a one-day game. You'll watch it and you'll see exactly, he keeps repeating it day after day. But on the other side, there was a young boy, 18, 19-year-old, flamboyant, exceptionally talented, or probably one of the greatest match winners India had for a long period of time, approached the game differently. So as a leader, you had to treat him differently and treat the other person differently, but at the same time understand that they both will deliver for you. I don't know how it works in a corporate world. I know you have your systems, you have your protocols, you have your hierarchy, you have your ladder who reports to the CEO. But sports being real, sports being, I've always said the biggest thing, the good and the bad of sport is that there's no retake. When you nick a Glenn McGrath delivery outside the off stump and it goes to first slip, you cannot go to the umpire and say, I want to bat again. He'll say, you'll find your way back to the dressing room. So it's lot real, lot more risky. The same shot can go for 4 through covers, and the same shot you can nick it the next morning. So it actually levels you. It actually builds a character. It actually makes you understand that, it's for that particular day and tomorrow is a new day. I was talking to you about Sanju Samson yesterday, and he batted magnificently to win India a very important game, virtually a quarter-final. What it teaches all of us is that the same boy, the last 6 months, couldn't find a place in the team. Was in, out, either there was Ishan Kishan opening or somebody else coming in. Just before the World Cup, there were talks that, I used to go through media headlines. He said that Sanju fails again. He shouldn't be deserving a place in the side. India has so much talent. Why isn't Shubman Gill in the side? And here is another boy in a quarter-final game, gets a 97 and takes you to a semi-final. So life is about that. It's about belief. It's about waking up every morning and thinking that you will deliver. And I'll tell you one thing, and I'm sure a lot of senior people on the dais, and you yourself is so senior, who've seen so much in life. Every day is a new day. If you keep believing that you will succeed, you will deliver. There will be challenges. There will be people, thinking that you're not good enough. There will be days in business when you go to the market and nothing sells. But it's the next morning. It's the next morning. It's the belief. It's the faith in yourself to deliver. And it works like magic. I've seen with myself. I've seen with players after that. I've seen teams being down. Australia in the 1999 World Cup lost first 4 games in a row, and they had to win 6 in a row to win the World Cup, and they won 6 in a row to win the 1999 World Cup in England. So everything is possible. If you try, if you believe and you work hard towards it, everything is possible. There are as I said, there are people on my left, on my right who started from scratch. I keep talking about Chandrasekhar Babu. He used to go around people's homes asking for investments. So there is a sun shining for everyone in this world if you believe it and if you keep trying. So I've always believed in that in life, and the best thing what sport has given me is the confidence. Game finishes, and as you grow older, you get to 35, 36, 40. Many of you in this room will be starting their careers. But for a Tendulkar, for a Dhoni, for myself, for a Federer, it finishes at the age of 38, 39, 40, and you've got a whole life to lead after that. But what sport teaches you and gives you is that character to do things, to take that risk, and try and be successful, because all our lives is about risks. It's about other people deciding how good you are and whether you deserve to be in this world.